I remember the smell of stale air in my apartment, a mix of mold and desperation. It was a scent that clung to me like a bad habit. I'd lost my job, my savings were dwindling, and the rent was due. The walls seemed to close in on me as I stared at the clock, willing it to move faster. I was broke, alone, and trapped. My mind raced with ways to make ends meet, but every door I knocked on seemed to lead to another dead end. Desperation crept in like a thief, stealing what little hope I had left. One evening, as I rummaged through my empty fridge, I realized I was just one step away from hitting rock bottom. That's when I saw him, a kind-eyed stranger standing outside the convenience store. He handed me a 20 and said, "You look like you could use it." Something about his gentle smile and worn jeans put me at ease. Maybe it was the way he seemed to understand my struggle without saying a word. Whatever it was, I took the money and left, feeling a tiny spark of hope flicker to life. Years went by, and that small act of kindness continued to simmer in the back of my mind like a warm ember. I got back on my feet, slowly rebuilding my life one step at a time. Jobs came and went, but I kept moving forward. Then, out of the blue, I received an email inviting me for an interview with a company that seemed too good to be true. As I sat in the waiting room, flipping through a worn copy of People magazine, a familiar face walked in, the same stranger who'd handed me that $20 bill all those years ago. This time, he was dressed in a suit and tie, his eyes no longer kind-eyed, but commanding and confident. He called my name, and I followed him into an office filled with sleek gadgets and city views. We talked about my skills, my experience, and my passion. He asked me questions that felt like they were designed to peel back the layers of my soul. And just as I thought I was in for a grueling interrogation, he leaned forward and said, "You know, you're exactly what we've been looking for." I left the interview feeling like I was walking on clouds, the weight of my world slowly lifting off my shoulders. Days passed, and I received an email offering me the job. As I stared at the offer letter, a strange sensation crept up my spine. It was as if that small act of kindness had somehow come full circle. I took the job, and he became my boss. Every day, I'd glance over at him, still wearing those worn jeans and a gentle smile, now surrounded by the trappings of success. Sometimes, when no one was looking, I'd catch his eye, and we'd share a moment that felt like it was speaking directly to our souls. Years later, as I looked out at the city from my new office window, I realized that sometimes it's the smallest acts of kindness that change the course of our lives. And though I still struggle with doubts and fears, I know that no matter where life takes me, there will always be a reminder of that $20 bill, a symbol of hope and a gentle nudge to keep moving forward.